So how long ago did you conceive of the Nobby character, and how long did it take you to sort of build a story around him?
It was actually the other way around. There's a guy called Phil Johnson came to the office. He wrote this movie called Wreck-It Ralph and Zootopia, actually. And he said, what about the concept of James Bond has got a brother that he's embarrassed of? So I thought, who would be the most embarrassing brother for James Bond? And I thought, this guy. Yeah, you know, he's kind of a semi-football hooligan, but loving guy with about 9 to 11 kids, you know, likes to drink, does a tiny bit of heroin. But yeah, and it's actually, I mean, it's a crazy film, but at its core, it's like a family movie. It's probably got more heart than anything I've ever done. It's about this brother who wants to get his brother back, so it's sweet. It is a sweet movie.
It is. It's very sweet, and you're rooting for them to kind of connect, you know? In terms of some of these set pieces, which I don't want to spoil for people, but I mean, you throw in the kitchen sink, this movie. I've never seen a crowd of critics go gasping and laughing so much. And it's so over the top, but like, is there anything that's too over the line for you guys? Like, did you rear back on anything?
Yeah, I mean, there's one set piece in the movie that's about 4 minutes long, and originally we did a 9-minute version of it. That is, I think you know the
I can imagine.
involving some animals.
Sure.
And it was so extreme. I mean, at some point I'll release it, but it was so crazy that people were in hysterics and then shocked and then very, very uncomfortable and then queasy and then laughing again. But in the end, we've got the best 3.5 minutes in there of that.
Good. And so you imagine a Blu-ray release will have like even more...
I think as a deleted scene. Okay. Yeah, I don't think... This is the best version of the movie, and I had a long fight with the MPAA for about 6 months over this movie. Well, they wanted to rate it NC-84, which is a new rating. And, you know, ultimately, it's a quite weird organization because they're a bunch of unelected officials who are meant to be the average Americans, and they are safeguarding the moral integrity of young people in America. But they allow extreme violence. You know, kids can go and shoot other kids, and it could be a PG-13 movie. But if there's anything remotely edgy that involves anything sexual, it's immediately an R, and in this case, it's NC-17. So that was a kind of wild fight, and I've had some of the most ridiculous conversations in my life about where testicles and things and whatever should be, and can we... ridiculously funny conversations trying to argue with them.
That should be on the Blu-ray, I think. Yeah, just those emails.
Incredibly banal and pointless.
Do you see this character going on to another film? Do you have future plans for Nobby?
You know, I've never done a sequel before, actually. So when I did Borat, the idea of doing a sequel was seen as cheesy. You know, now if you don't do a franchise, you're seen as a failure. So I wish I'd known that 10 years ago. Exactly. I would have had a much easier life because each time you have to create a new world, a new character, and a new story. But if you do a franchise, you've got it all and just do a little twist, you know.
Right. Do you know what your next thing is?
I'm developing a musical called The Lesbian at the moment, which is based on a true story of this billionaire whose daughter tells him that she's getting married to a woman, and he offers $65 million to any man who can turn her straight.
Wow.
It's a true story, but we're doing the twist on it, yeah.
Awesome, man.